Hello once again, my name is Reptoid, and you are watching Reptoid Discovers Minecraft on my main channel. You know I have a second channel as well, right? Reptoid live streams Minecraft. I've been very busy there, but enough about that. In today's video, we're going to be exploring two different world generations. One, of course, being the classic Minecraft Mojang server world generation, but we're also checking out Wythers Overhauled Overworld. I'm just going to call it WWOO for short. And we're going to be comparing two different world generations to see what kind of differences we can discover, specifically or generation, because I'm very curious about that. Now, of course, I'm going to rush through these steps as quickly as possible, and if you need more information, you can always check out a tutorial on another channel for those details. But for now, let's just get right into it. First thing you want to do in this type of test is set up two separate folders. I have one called Mojang Only and the other one called WWOO Features. Now, if you don't know where to get the server files, there should be links in the description below. Now, I've also added some plugins to my server ready to go. Freedom Chat, Voice Chat, and World Edit. But rather than explain all that, you don't have to have these, of course. Now, of course, I'm starting up a paper server 1.21.7. Once you've got your files all ready to go in this folder, all you got to do is create a batch file, call it whatever you want, and it might look something like this. Just make sure you're calling up the correct version of Java or you might have a problem. Also, where it says XMX, you want to change that to 6G. See how that works for you first. You can put it back to 2 if you want, depending if you have a powerful enough computer to handle 6 gigs, which I recommend. I also added the pause function at the end so that if your server crashes at any point, it's not going to delete this window so you can read the error messages before they disappear. Then double-click your batch file to start your server. And there it is. You have to sign the EULA to enter your own server. So you can just close this window. You'll have a text file here called EULA. Just open that and change false to true. There we go. Make sure you save it and close it out. Now the very next step you want to do is go into your server properties file that you now have in this folder and edit. First thing I always do is change the difficulty from easy to hard. Since this is experimental, we can change survival to creative, and we want to make sure that both worlds we generate are exactly the same. So where it says level seed, we're just going to put in a number. Make sure they're the same in both worlds. I chose 1, 2, 3. Now where it says MOTD and it says a Minecraft server, you can change that to whatever you want. To make this easy, I'm just going to call this one Mojang, and we'll call the other one WWOO. That way you can tell them apart easier. And of course, you have to set your server port for security reasons. If you want more details about that, there's plenty of videos on the internet to get those specific details and how to set up your router and your modem and all that stuff properly with good port forwarding. When we're done all that, we can save this file. And close it. Now all we need to do is start the server. Just click the batch file and it'll start loading. Now you might also get a second window like this on your screen, but not necessarily. You don't really need this. If you're more comfortable using one or the other, that's up to you. I'm going to close this one. And our server is running. One of the first things you want to do is make sure you op yourself right away because that'll come in handy later. And there we go. Now we can go over to multiplayer, click on that, and there's our world, Mojang. Let's check it out. And here we are. Now wherever you spawn in, one thing you want to do is teleport yourself to what I like to call, let's check out the 0 point in this world. I have a habit of typing 090. It works for me, but I know that when I look down right here, that is exactly 00. Again, don't do this in survival, of course. So we'll just dig down to grass level here. Clear a couple of these blocks out of the way. And we'll use this as our comparison point between both worlds. But of course, in order to do comparisons, we have to start up our second server. But first, we're going to shut this one down. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Look in the top left of your screen. See the coordinates there? Just like Bedrock, you can see exactly where you are. I'm at 0650 right now. And it's 9:30 in the morning. What am I doing up this early recording a video? Now, go back over to your server window and just simply type stop. If there was any error messages, I can now scroll around this window to see what went wrong. But obviously everything's working good. Press any key to continue. I can just hit enter. Now we can see all the files that Mojang typically generates when you're generating your own server. Now let's build server number 2. We're going to go over to our WWOO features folder, and what you're going to do when you get into this folder, you're going to create a folder called World ahead of time. In that folder, you're going to create another folder called Data Packs. Inside that Data Packs folder, you're going to take your Wythers Overhauled Overworld. I have version 255, 1.21.7, and a couple of extra files that you don't necessarily need, but I also enjoy when I'm setting up a WWOO world. I have one that's 1.21.4, but I haven't had any conflict, so I'm just going to leave that one there. Hopefully they update it soon, because both of these, cliffs and coves and navigable rivers, are pretty amazing. Get back out of here now. And again, I have my plugins folder here ready to go with World Edit, Voice Chat, Freedom Chat. But again, these are optional. You don't need them unless you want them. You'll have to create another batch file, of course, to start your server. And again, it might look something like this. Don't forget to change your XMX to 6 gigs if you want to, and put your pause in there as well. And start it up. And now we got assigned our EULA. There it is. Change false to true, and save it. Close that out. Now we're going through our server properties once again. The first thing we do is change difficulty from easy to hard. You know what I like. Game mode from survival to creative. Of course, this is most important to compare two worlds. Our level seed should have the same seed in it. I'm using 1, 2, 3. This time, in this server, we change our message of the day, or MOTD. We'll just call it WWOO. And of course, now you got to set up your server port the same as the other one. And when that's all done, of course, save your file. And close it. And then we start our server. And again, we can just minimize the second window if we want. Might get a few strange messages the first time loading up, but they're fine. And it looks like we're all done. Just minimize that, refresh our world, and there it is in the bottom. WWOO. Almost forgot to opt myself. There we go. Let's join. Ooh, and here we are. Things look a little different already. Extra spooky. I like it. It looks similar, but different. These trees are amazing. Once again, this is what I like to do. Let's check out 0 Point. Down we go. Isn't it beautiful? Now I'm standing in the exact same place in 2 different worlds, and we're going to compare the difference between classic Mojang world generation and Wythers Overhauled Overworld. First, we're going to go back to Mojang generation and see what everything looks like from exactly the same position. And we go back into our server and type stop. There we go. We can close out by hitting enter. Now we can back out of this folder where we just were, go into this one, Mojang only, and simply hit start server. And once it's loaded, we can join the world. I'm going to refresh this. There it is. And here we are at 0, 65, 0. 2 completely different worlds with the exact same seed. Now we're going to compare the difference between the 2. First thing you can do is hit F3 and then tap F4, and you can change your mode into spectator, and we're going to take a look down right now. Oh, Lush Cave, my favorite. We're going to go back into creative, and we're going to fly around a little bit and just take a look at the general area. Azalea bush, of course, right over here. And a pillager tower. Let's go back to 090 and dig straight down. We're in creative. What could go wrong? Ah, that would not be good if you weren't in creative. Let's check out some ores. This looks pretty good. I'm heading slightly north. We got some iron. We got some gold. Good amount of iron down here so far. Some up there too. And we got some more iron over here. Lapis in this corner with a bit of copper. Nice. Bit more copper there. Let's go back to 090 and go even further down. Deep slate. Look what I found. This guy. We have diamonds right over here. Looks like just one so far. Bit of lapis. And a geode with some redstone. Let's go the other way. Baby zombie, you don't count. Yeah, you leave your head in the corner. We got a diamond there. We got a diamond here, bit of redstone. We have some diamond over here. Bit of redstone. Not bad. So far, so good. Let's check out the other world, though. Now we can stop this server and start up the other one. There we go. Refresh that. There we go. Presto. Once again, I'd like to have my command teleport 090 always ready on standby. Let's go down. And it looks almost identical so far. Fantastic. Ender, what's up? Alright, oh, there's some iron here. Did we see that last time? Oh yeah, there's definitely the same iron here. There's that gold. More iron there. There should be some up there. Nice. Let's go this way. Oh yeah, we have the same iron, the same copper, lapis and copper here again, and a little bit of copper there. Looks pretty accurate so far. Now we need to go deeper. And the same Skelly is here to greet me, but he brought his friend Creeper. Alright, here we go. There's our diamond block. There's our lapis. No lava. That's different. We have the geode and the redstone. Lava missing, a little suspicious. What's on this side? No baby zombie. Well, that's a good thing, actually. There's our redstone. There's our other diamond block. Looking pretty good, actually. Minus one piece of lava. Bad news, Phazon. Now, of course, we're back on the surface, and we could take this a lot further. But for now, I'm going to save that perhaps for a second video. There's something else we've yet to do. I believe it was this way. There they are. Pillager Tower. Still here. But look at this. Look at this beautiful shoreline. And there's a village over here. Nice. But look at the details in this world generation. Absolutely beautiful. Hundreds of new biomes to explore. And for the most part, it only affects the surface of your world. Now I could show you hundreds of different biomes, but I don't have time for that. I think it's better for you to explore them in person yourself. Or, of course, what you could do is watch my live show on Reptoid Livestreams Minecraft or Reptoid 27 on Twitch, where we have a couple of these worlds set up already and we're having fun exploring them and gaming together with a couple of my friends. Check that out for sure. But of course, links are in description. You can download the Wythers Overhauled Overworld for your next server. 121.7 is already out. When 122 drops, give them a couple of months and it's going to be even better. So there we go. We answered the questions that were on my mind about ore generation. Pretty much the same. No problem at all. Alright my friends, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.